Good morning, beautiful family. Balancing, harmonizing the air element and all elements through one. Air can also be the mind, being up in the air, out of the body. And we are everywhere. We are everywhere, and then bringing our totality, not bringing it, but coming down into the body, grounding, tethering our soul and our spirit to this physical vessel. And for that we need to be clear. We need to stop gaslighting ourselves. We need to melt. And I want to share this morning, I've just been completing my session here on the Therapy 90 Plus, which is the energies of terahertz and PEMF through the feet, gently up into my whole body, increasing the circulation, making my blood move and shine, and my cells and the water in my body, which I've already been drinking lots of, not lots, it's structured water that I'm drinking, the Kangen water, the return to origin water. Let's bring that also into this transmission as we are returning to water. And then I have also been using the PEMF directly, stabilizing my shoulder that just relocated 2 weeks ago, a bit over 2 weeks ago. That has also got massage and EMS, so the muscles get stimulated, and massage and temperature, the infrared, and PEMF and terahertz. So coming up through my feet and also directly. I'm feeling really beautiful in my shoulder. It's healing so well and reorganizing not just by being put into place, but there's so much around it and in my whole body of active memories clearing out, whole networks out of my body that were freed up, and the tissue, the cells. You know, we can have a new body all the time if we shift the consciousness as well. Our body renews itself all the time. You know that. Skin cells fall off. We have a new skin. Body cells, we can build a new organ within a few weeks, sometimes days, and instantly when we understand the quantum principle. And the physicality takes a little bit longer, especially here in this density of the 3D matrix. So consciousness through all the bodies and then into the physical. And the terahertz brings the light in, the light of life. So our awareness gets stronger. And we light up. That's why people who use it feel the clouds over their head moving. Depressions clearing. They are testimonials. Depressions clearing. People coming off antidepressants. People, because joy, the joy of the movement of the blood instead of being stagnant, the blood bubbling and moving. Then we heal. Then our heart moves and our heart opens. And I want to share with you about this, also this deep healing that is happening with the water and these frequencies. And I'm sharing with you every day about the profundity of these devices. Not for hype, but for deep, embodied, what is happening within me and then within so many people, and bringing this to other people. Yeah. And as many of us who've been doing so much healing work, also helping others for many, many years, there is a layer of ego also that is falling away, because the healing and the facilitating can become an identity. Yeah, you see the life coaches, you see the priestesses and the goddesses and the gods and the this and the that and the that. So with this, we are giving everybody the power back into their own hands. When we shared these frequency devices last weekend, you might have seen on the videos. So this is to do it ourselves, to take this and measure and guide it wherever we feel we need it. This is not for a practitioner to have in their hands and do it, in my view. We can, and that is nice. That is really beautiful. But first and foremost, these tools are for us to gently work with. How we are living with these devices and helping us come into the body, heal injuries, and bring healing to this body with frequencies, because a lot of what presents in the body comes from an old frequency and our old consciousness. That can come from childhood, and that can come from times when the trauma was so big that we froze. So I am experiencing, have been with the water that I've been sharing with you, softening, melting, returning myself back to water. My deep emotional body, everything has been opening, softening, healing with the ocean as well. And then with these devices, because the blood, the circulation increases, and it's not just shaking and standing on the earth and shaking, but there's something profound happening with these frequencies of terahertz and PEMF coming right into the body and then going out into nature, having both. And what I am noticing again is another layer. And maybe you resonate with this. It's coming out more and more too, as we are all thawing. Our neurobiology has been deeply affected by experiences we had in the womb already, that our ancestors had already, and that we might have had in childhood, especially in the first years. But there can be key moments when we shift from child into adult, called puberty, and so on. It's just massive. And I know I have been the first in my family to really heal the ancestral trauma, because I'm only the first generation after father who was born in the war. There was nobody being able to do trauma healing. It was everybody was building up the country and just surviving and living again. So growing up with someone who was born in the war, who had parents fighting in the war, we are the generation that had grandparents and parents in that. So that is very full on. And collectively we are feeling it too. And then on a soul level, we are masters who have come in here into this amnesia, collective, fallen and forgotten who we are. And then when we remember, which the frequencies also, in my experience, help us deeply remember, because the circulation improves and scar tissue also on an emotional level melt. Yeah, so the neurobiology that if something happened, so for me, being constantly, when you grow up with a wounded person that is projecting their own fears and their own mental state and their own brain, when we grow up with those that are traumatized or have been Holocaust, wars and so on, there is a big effect on our brains, on the whole structure. The amygdala, flight, fight and freeze, overdrive, and our body as a child copies our adults, not by what they say, but how they are in the body, just like the animals do. And then our head brain, heart brain, gut brain copy our parents. So the prefrontal cortex, the whole brain, don't even need to go into all the details, everything. So those that hadn't healed yet because they couldn't, we copied them. And that's what mostly we are still operating under. So there is a brain structure I copied, there's a brain structure I survived in, from constant criticism and constant downputting, and so I created a defense structure that is everywhere in me, was that I have been de-armoring consciously for a bit over 20 years now. And with these devices, there is a next level coming in, because all the efforting has stopped. Efforting also has the F word in it, yeah? Because when we effort, we stop it and block it. Then it becomes a healing identity and a healing, it becomes almost an addiction, because we are so close to finally getting out of this traumatic states that was never our origin. Our origin is bright light, shining, free, radiant, infinite, free soul. Yeah, and then we have copied our physiology to our collective, to our parents, and that's and then we are like hungry. Oh yeah, we're so close, one more session, one more this, one more that, one more. Oh, have you heard of this new practitioner? Have you heard of this new medicine? Have you heard of this? La la la. And you are in the loop. So, and then you're finding your mates in there and you're doing it all together, but everybody is wounded and thus also not really there together. And then once they have gotten what they want from you, you're being dropped. Yeah, and then because they can't, because everybody is armored, there isn't actually really connection happening. There are trauma bonds and healing bonds. And we see that. Otherwise there would be full support always continuously and not leaving certain sections out. Mostly the physical support is being left out. Yeah. Oh, do you need help with your car, with your garden? You know, everybody doing it together. Difficult time. Wow. Helping each other. No, this narcissistic collective just burying their own silver and gold in their garden, not even caring for the mother of the children or the father and so on. I'm not going into gender or victimization. This is just what I'm observing. These are all armored beings, powerful souls in wounded bodies that have copied the structure of the collective and built up this armor, and the parents especially. There's no blame, hear that please, because everybody did their best. Yeah, and the love of parents and what they, how they raised us. If you have children yourself, you know that what that means, how much you give from yourself. And as women, we've given them our bodies to come down. We have shared this experience. We have given our time, our resources, our energy. And then we are in this collective here where we are expected to be everything. Yeah, super mother, super business, super everything. And right now in this inflation times, how are we doing all this alone? And yes, we can do it alone, but we are not meant to, because we are all one family. But we can't do it if we are armored. So sharing these frequencies, it's not about hype and let's do this together, la la la. No, this is really deep healing we can do with this in our de-armoring, so that we can really, be with each other. Yeah, that's a healing, the deep healing. So animals that come my way, I was in communion yesterday with 2 horses, a stallion and a gelding next to each other. So a stallion has all the organs, all the sexual organs intact. A gelding, like most horses, is castrated. You could feel it. They were also both in tiny paddocks. And the energy, so the stallion, wow, and he was expressing, he was snorting until he was foaming, and he he was kissing me like horses do, lots, and then suddenly he bit. Then he was kissing again, and then he bit. And that is also coming from the same trauma that's in the human. Oh, kiss, 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 connect, 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 and then bang, attack. That's the old trauma response. And how that trauma shows up in our neurobiology as well is that, that is so deep, that's very hard to come out. I'm just at it. And with this frequency bringing awareness to it, it is, it's like I see it, I spoke it, and when I speak it too, I clear it. So, yeah, it's not planning for the future, because we are so in the moment, frozen almost, and to avoid disappointment, for me, I was 11 when my brother suddenly died, and it's as if my 11-year-old got frozen. Time froze. And I watched a movie yesterday, Hamnet, which brought up all these. I use movies to clear. It brought up all these memories. I was just crying, melting, that armor, getting time to flow again. It was a beautiful movie and beautiful healing in my body and reset. So getting time to flow again. So for my soul embodiment, being so trained to be in the now and trained also for safety, to keep myself alive, has been also powerful. And it has been scary in a way, because I wasn't able to take care of my resources, because I couldn't. My brain structure from the trauma, the neurobiological trauma, the structure how I was set up, I couldn't. So these frequency devices and the water have been helping me with this, because there is also the alignment with others and the alignment with money, and these frequencies that are helping us, I deeply from my soul want to share with others what empowers them and helps them heal, with me out of the way. And those of you who resonate, who might have also been very armored from trauma in the neurobiological setup, that's maybe why you are even blocking sitting and experiencing these frequencies and wanting to share them with others as well, and being like against network marketing. This is not what it's about, but it is. It's like a mycelium network. We nourish each other, but this neurobiological trauma setup can actually block us to even say yes to something like this, especially when it's, there's thousands of people. There are very few people, because this is very new technology, but it's been spreading like wildfire because it works so well. This might soon be in every household, or in many, just like the Thermomix. I found the Thermomix when I was in Germany. It didn't even exist here yet. Now it's huge. And it was very difficult. People were so closed when I brought it back. Oh, I like cooking on the stove. Okay, I used to do demos in people's houses. It was so, I saw the structures to open to something new can be very challenging. I get it. The same with body talk, energy medicine. Back then, lots of people so blocked to it. Now it's just really common. Very different. So when we are at the forefront of things, it can be very challenging. And it's very beautiful. We are bringing something new to you. And these devices, I have never seen something that is helping us so quickly shift the armor. And it's also for those of us who have done already so much work and going to the next now, really changing our physiology with frequencies. And with frequencies, it means that it becomes subtle. We can stop the running around and stay and drop into the body, drop into our homes. The homes where we live are an extension of our body and our love. Yeah, we can stop driving around and going everywhere. We can stop all the different things and arrive and really change our neurobiology. So I am noticing now a real subtle softness in me. And it's just unraveling. It's like I just shared. I go to a movie because my soul is guiding me there. The themes are, hitting these core things, and it just unravels. I have the frequencies in my body. I go on it mostly 3 times a day, sometimes 2. And then afterwards, I also go on it and clear it. I also go into the ocean and I go into nature. And I drink this structured water to help my neuroplasticity. So all of this is helping the neuroplasticity. And then deep, 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 deep healing can happen. Have a look at these beautiful trees that have also come into my home. I used to be sitting close to them, and right now they are in here, and it's beautiful to sit on them. So let's have a little transmission sitting on this tree, because usually I'm sitting under them. So alignment with source energy, alignment with the core of earth. And our body circulating everything through it, vibrantly alive, the meridians dredged and free flowing. And open to feel everything so that it can just heal, bringing it into the awareness. So, that alignment with love, getting off the loop of the hamster wheel and getting out of the loops into our vertical alignment, into our sovereignty. Not in hype, but in deep, deep stillness, attracting and magnetizing and drawing to us those that resonate. Not those, we don't talk anyone into anything, I don't. It's just resonance. Yeah. And also that's why I'm sharing here freely. Probably partly because my neurobiology isn't set up to monetize everything. I just can't. I can't. It's just not how I operate. Yeah. I share freely and from overflow. And I'm also freely open to receive. Yeah, if you receive from me, you can also let flow to me in all ways, including money. Yeah. This is how it should be. Should. That is the monadic economy. Yeah. We activated that. We've been living that. Where, yeah, once I heard a teacher who introduced me to this and introduced me to the monad, also saying, yeah, dropping all the labels, dropping everything. And when we see someone who is living love, who is offering things, to give to them. Yeah, I have seldomly experienced that, but I have all the time in all ways. And I am standing on this tree and standing in my truth for that. I am not one to bind anybody into anything or lock someone in. I also, when I read things, I'm always guided to what to read. But I'm noticing, I read a beautiful experience of a woman, not a beautiful, but her powerful unraveling out of the cult structure and the power over and the power to that's been happening and going rampant, where the leaders are so abusive but hiding in that. So she was giving her whole article for free. She wasn't teasing us in and then become a member to read the rest. And then you are locked in. And yeah. Now it's like, send me if you like, support me if you like, but let's stay free. I love that and I stand for that. Yeah. No manipulation, no teasing and then giving you the rest only, la la la. And we need to open this up. Because also, yeah, the free giving, the free receiving, and staying within ourselves, because all is coming from our perception anyway. When we are clearing these neurobiological structure and armor and that has been set up from the trauma and that has made our perception, because then we can perceive things from the old trauma setup. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Moving things through. That's why, yeah, we need to shift all of this. Otherwise, it's just an illusion that it is done. Sometimes people think they are healed, but it's not fully done because the body was too locked. So I have been experiencing with these frequencies that pockets are being opened and the real deep neurobiological structure. Yeah. And all the sessions I've had get reactivated. All the body talk sessions. These frequencies just kick everything on. And it's now really changing. Really changing. And my density is changing really into crystal liquid light. That's probably why I'm just standing here in these light rays. Not probably, obviously. Yeah. So, yeah. And I'm open every day to shift. So, I am shifting without effort. Without efforting. Yeah, and the effort is also in that. The draining efforting. Making space to ease. Grace. Yeah. And then also all these animals come into our lives. We're meeting them everywhere. And they are assisting us. And that's what this portal, my Facebook page, is about. That's what I have always been sharing. Every picture, every video of every being and every land piece and every word from me is going into the grid and into the field. And you can do whatever you like with it. Yeah. And when we fully give and receive and appreciate and then something happens in our own body. We receive more than two and more changes. Yeah. So, deep, 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 deep unraveling this week of this resetting of my neurobiology and getting time to flow again. Time to flow again. Time is anyway only a construct, but myself to flow. And these pockets that were frozen, melting and thawing. And as I do that, it affects the whole. Because what any one of us shifts within ourselves affects the whole. Yeah, because there's only one of us. Only one of us. And I'm gonna sit now on this tree. That is to sit on. Grounding. Grounding in. Grounding in. These powerful, beautiful tree sticks that were once given to me. Hear the knocking on the door to change, to come home. Yeah, this is like calling the children home. When you hang out with horses, you know, these big bodies, often they go, reminding us to breathe. So take that, maybe if you like, into your day-to-day. Yeah, then we don't have to bite, then we don't have to snap if we keep remembering to breathe. You know, and that beautiful, powerful stallion, that expression of every human as well, who feels pent up because they can't live by their true nature. A stallion loves to take care of his herd, of his mares and of his foals, and I have seen stallions in the wild. Yeah, they're powerful. And then when they are locked in, and then all the castrated horses around, so that they fit in with humans. Yeah, that is this. Very different energies. And there are master souls in every body. Yeah. So listen with the heart when you meet an animal. And we have to be present and still to feel and hear them. Yeah. Yesterday I also read that what a good thing Australia did, reducing the horse population from 17,000 to 3,000 in the Mount Kiosko the national park, culling the horses out of the air, feeling proud of that. It's horrible. They're shooting the wild stallions. It's just horrible. Horrible. And yes, it is all part of the oneness on this planet. And it's all happening in the oneness. We are in a big transformation. So, sending love to everyone who is going through this. Landslides in New Zealand, all these disasters that are unfolding. Yeah. Have a beautiful day, and I see you when I come on next, and always in the quantum field. So much love. And the crow medicine is guiding us out, shape-shifting and being aware of everything. They know everything. So do we, when we turn that fully back on. Yeah, and if you like to experience the frequencies, or you just feel it like I did, and you want to have your own, then get in touch. It doesn't lock you into anything. It frees you up. So, then helps free others up. Let's spread it like wildfire. Stopping the fires and assisting our phoenix rebirths. Yeah, so much love, and thank you for all the healing work you're doing as well. It is necessary, and it's hard, and it's powerful, and it's necessary, and it's magical. Alrighty. Aloha. So much love.